Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today I'm going to cover the next part of the agricultural development of Pakistan chapter. In this chapter I'm going to cover the other crops, fruit farming, the livestock farming, the impact of farming on the lifestyles. Then we are going to cover the laws which were made for the agricultural development. So let's start the chapter, but before that please do subscribe my channel, which is Park Studies Pro, and like and share the videos. Do click the bell icon as well so you can get the new notifications. So if we talk about the other crops, in the other crops we have tobacco. Tobacco is a very important crop in Pakistan. It is a kharif crop mainly cultivated in KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and in some parts of Punjab. It is an important cash crop and it is a raw material for the cigarette manufacturing. Then we have millets. Millets means jawar and bajra, and they can be grown on a variety of soils. It is cultivated in many parts of Punjab, Sindh and KPK, and it is used as a fodder for animals. It provides inferior grain for subsistence farmers. Then we have maize, which is a kharif crop grown in KPK and some parts of upper and lower Punjab. It is used for making corn flour, custard powder and other food products. It provides food grain for poor farmers, and it is a raw material for edible oil production. Then we have pulses and grams, which are cultivated in many parts of Punjab and Sindh and few districts of KPK. Pulses enhances soil fertility by fixing nitrogen, which is a source of plant protein. And it is a popular diet for poor people, mainly the lower class. And famous varieties are moong, mash, masoor and chana. And if we talk about oil seeds, it can be cultivated in a variety of soils, including desert soil, grown in northern and southern Punjab and many parts of Sindh. 68% is imported and 32% is being made over here. And then famous varieties are sunflower, soybean, mustard and sesame oil. It is used to extract the edible oil. And linseed and castor seed have industrial uses as well. Now, if we talk about the high yielding varieties of seeds, there are some advantages and some disadvantages. If we talk about the advantages, it's a high yielding variety are employed to achieve increased crop production. These seeds facilitate double or multi cropping, enhancing farmers' income and enabling the sale of surplus crops for higher profits. The adoption of these varieties aligns with the international standards. They exhibit greater resistance to pests, diseases and droughts. The crop grown from these varieties are robust and can withstand strong winds. Now, if we talk about disadvantages, these seeds must be purchased annually, as saving and sowing seeds from crops is not viable. The typically high cost of seeds makes them unaffordable for many new farmers, and continuous use of these seeds may deplete the soil fertility. Their cultivation demand increased water and fertilizer inputs. Now, if we talk about the fruit farming, there are major food crops like apples, apricots and variety of dry fruits are grown on a larger scale in Hunza, Swat, Murree, Galiat, northern mountainous areas and valleys of Balochistan. Then we have almonds, grapes, pomegranates are also grown in cool hilly areas of Balochistan. Bananas are mostly grown in Sindh, Hyderabad and neighboring districts. Mangoes are cultivated in many parts of Punjab, Multan and Bahawalpur, and in Hyderabad and Sindh. Many varieties like Chaunsa are exported as well. Then we have dates. They are usually grown in dry and hot climate areas of Sindh and near the Makran coast in Balochistan. Then we have oranges and other citrus fruits. They are grown in central and eastern Punjab, like orange kinnu. It's a hybrid variety and it is grown in Sargodha and nearby districts. Now, if we talk about the importance of fruit farming, raw material for food processing industries is made from the fruits like jams, jellies, syrups, and juices. Their raw material is in the raw material they use the fruits, and then it has nutritional benefits. It is rich in vitamins and minerals. It earns foreign exchange due to export. Then we have some challenges in locating and accessing fruit markets as well, because there we have poor storage facilities. Mostly they have poor infrastructure. There is lack of packaging facilities, there is lack of processing facilities, a lack of quality control is there, and competition we have in Pakistan has a competition in the international market, and it is the biggest challenge. Now, if we talk about Barani farming, which I have already explained you in the previous video, but let me tell something about it in this video as well. That it is practiced in areas like Potwar Plateau and have lower amounts of seasonal rainfall. It important crops grown are wheat, maize, millet, etc. All of them require low amount of water and sunlight. Seeds are sown with accordance to rain after plugging the land, and weeds are removed, and pesticides and fertilizers are given during the growth period, and the harvest season must be dry and hot. Now, if we talk about floodplain farming, it's usually done in the flood basins of Suleiman and Keetan Mountains. Farmers wait for the rainfall and build bunds around the edge of the fields near to the valley sides. And when the rain torrents arrive, they build bunds on the mountain side so as to trap the water between the two bunds. And crops like maize, sorghum are usually planted just before or just after the rains. Any further rain can lead to flooding and thus submerging the crop. Small farms which has lack of abundant fertile or flat land, and traditional farming methods are used, and low yielding varieties of seeds and little fertilizers are also used. Now, if we talk about the importance of crops towards the Pakistan survival, which is a very important question. Pakistan, as we all know, is an agricultural country. It has large population, lives in rural areas, and the primary occupation is still farming. Agriculture provides food, the staple diets like wheat and rice, and we have to improve the quality and quantity of the crop to reduce imports and decrease exports. To increase exports, and permanent source of income for labor like kharif crop and rabi crops would be in a permanent loop, and then encouraging of agro-based industries like the fertilizer industries in Pakistan. It's very important. Now, the next important topic is the livestock farming. This type of farming, also known as pastoral farming. So if you get a question about pastoral farming or livestock farming, is the same. Is concerned with the rearing of animals whose products are then sold. The products include milk and meat of cattle, goats, sheep, and poultry. If the dairy and the meat industry is developed on scientific lines, it will not only meet the local demands but will also produce ample quantities for exports. The processes involved are feeding, milking, breeding, and slaughtering. If we talk about the outputs are milk from cattle, goats, and sheep, hides from cattle and goats, wool from sheep mainly, and eggs from poultry. Livestock farming has three major types. One is nomadic. Nomadic is practiced in Balochistan by nomadic people. They move from one place to another in search of food and water, and desert areas of Sindh and Punjab as well. These people rear sheep, goats, and camels. They provide milk and meat, and camels are used for transportation purposes. Camel hide is used to make tents. Then the next type of livestock farming is transhumance. It is a kind of a seasonal migration. People in the northern mountains move to less cooler places, mainly in the valley areas. along with their livestock during winters. They rear cattle, yaks, etc. And animals are kept in high pastures during summers and brought down to lower levels in summers. Animals often kept in sheds, and main outputs are dairy products, meat and wool. So it is a seasonal kind of a migration, that in winters they come to the valley areas, and in summers they go upwards in the high pastures to graze the animals. Now, if we talk about the third type of livestock farming, it is settled type. It is practiced in the villages of Sindh and Punjab. Families keep hens, cows and buffaloes for their own use mainly. Extra milk is processed to make butter, ghee, yogurt and cheese. There are minimal outputs. Wool or meat is sold to buy more animals or for the other necessities of life. Livestock farming on a commercial base is a very important step because it is practiced on a small scale by private owners or on a large scale by the government owners or the military farms. Multinational industries invested mainly in the business, like different main milk provider industries, still dependent on small scale private owners to supply the milk from buffalo, and fodder is usually bought from the nearby areas. Cattle dung is collected and dried in the shape of cakes and sold out to be used as domestic fuel and manure. Australian designed dairy farms in Quetta, mainly the government dairy farms, and dairy farms in Islamabad and Karachi, and the military farms are all over the country, are on a good scale. Scientific methods for breeding and crossbreeding are used. Better nutritional diets are used, and special veterinary staff is also hired for them. Now, if we talk about the advantages and importance of livestock farming, animals provide drought power in farming, like plugging, harvesting and threshing, and important source of food in the dairy food products. Raw materials for domestic industries like animal skins, hairs and bones, etc. are also used in some of the industries, and it contributes about 10% to the main GDP of Pakistan. Now, if we talk about the disadvantages or problems of livestock farming, which is again an important question, overgrazing can cause soil erosion, and there is an expensive animal feed price gap of livestock between urban and rural areas is there. Not enough marketing of the daily products is done. Primitive breeding methods lead to poor quality of breeds, unhygienic conditions, which leads to the spread of diseases like bird flu. Lack of veterinary care is there. Less vaccination facilities are provided. Failure in getting healthier varieties, monopolization and price fixing, which actually farmer receive very less amount, and the middleman mostly takes the profit. Now, if we talk about the improvements or opportunities for livestock, poultry and dairy industry, vaccination programs need to be there. Medicinal and fodder facilities must be provided to increase health and weight of the animals. New varieties of animals must be introduced in Pakistan, and hybrid of desi and new variety must be developed so that the offspring produces high yields and is also be able to survive conditions like high temperatures of Pakistan. Milk processing facilities must be developed. Hygienic conditions also help maintain health of animals. Biogas and electricity generation facilities must be established. Milk collection units must be set up. Machinery can be leased to farmers like tractors. Easy loans should be provided. Poultry coordination boards should be established at federal as well as provincial level to help stabilize and maintain prices of animal products. Improve the process of grading the eggs. This is the main thing. Now, if we talk about the main livestock resources, which livestock resources we have in Pakistan. So number one is cattle. They are common farm animals used to plug, carry fodder and for transportation. It is used for transportation as well. Supply meat and milk. Cattle raiding is considered as pride in rural areas, like it's a tradition over there, and mainly reared in Punjab, Sindh, KPK and some parts of Balochistan. Then we have buffaloes. It is a source of milk and meat, and mainly not for work. And famous milking breeds are Neeli Bar, Kundi and Ravi, and it produces 70% of total milk consumption, loves to remain in water and found in canal irrigated areas of Punjab and Sindh. Then we have sheep and goats, special adaptation for rugged and harsh climates. Shore-footed animals are these sheep are shore-footed animals and extensively reared all around the country from northern mountains to the deserts of Balochistan. No huge grazing grounds are required to feed them. They can keep nibbling at thin grass, and source of expensive meat like mutton. Now, if we talk about the poultry, it is a rapid growing industry. It's a popular white meat. Health benefits of white meat are there, but it requires less investment initially, and organic farming is more preferred these days. I've already explained the buffaloes, but there is a question that why buffaloes are not commonly raised in Balochistan. So mainly buffaloes are not commonly raised in Balochistan due to the factor that it has arid climate over there and limited water resources, and the prevalence of other livestock species are better adapted to that region. The choice of livestock is influenced by the climate and available resources, leading to the preference for species that suit Balochistan's unique environmental conditions. Balochistan's climate and ecological characteristics may favor the regarding of other livestock types like goats or sheep, which are better adapted to the arid environments. It is a heavy animal and needs a lot of water to bath and green fodder to eat, which is not readily available in Balochistan. So these are the main issues that why buffaloes are not reared in Balochistan. Now, if we talk about the problems or limitations of livestock farming, we can see that there is a scarcity of veterinary hospitals and vaccination facilities all over the country. Livestock owners face challenges due to high prices of animal feed. Overgrazing is there by the lack of adequate grazing grounds for cattle and sheep. Disparities in livestock products prices exist between rural and urban areas. Like in urban areas, it's quite expensive, and rural areas, it's quite cheap. Inadequate storage facilities for meat further compound challenges in the livestock industry, and the marketing system for milk and other products is inefficient, leading to the diminished profits or less profits. Now, if we talk about the factors that affect the agricultural production or impact the agricultural production, so number one are the natural or physical factors. In natural and physical factors, we have soil and land. That Indus plains have fertile flat land encouraging large scale or of cash crop farming. In mountainous areas, subsistence farming is practiced. In terrace farming is also practiced on hilly areas of KPK and Gilgit-Baltistan. Rich alluvium in Indus plains is ideal for farming. There is a lack of organic matter like nitrogenous compounds in Pakistani soil. Is overcome by the addition of fertilizers. So soil and land is a very important factor. Then we have water and climate, like northern Punjab, mountain valleys in KPK and Gilgit-Baltistan receives good amount of rainfall, and it encourages large scale farming. Then glacier waters and heavy rainfall provide ample fresh water to grow crops. High summer temperature are suitable for kharif crops, and low winter temperatures are suitable for rabi crops. Then we have insects, pests and diseases. It's again a very important natural factor that harmful insects and diseases may destroy the crop, like leaf curl virus. More problems for the subsistence farmers would be there. Commercial farms usually take satisfactory measures against these diseases. Now, if we talk about the factors which affect the agriculture production, the next main factor is the human factor. Human factors may, number one is agriculture facilities. Agricultural facilities may like irrigation canals for cash crop farms, reclamation of desert areas has increased the agricultural area. Modern irrigation methods can help to take more of frequent crops like 2-3 crops per year. Makes up deficiency of rainfall, suitable for larger scale farming, ensure a good crop production. Subsistence farmers can't afford it because they have very limited resources, and waterlogging and salinity issues are there. There is unsatisfactory system to clean the canals on a regular basis. Then we have fertilizers. It provides rich nutrients to the soil, ensure good crop production, improves the growth process. Cash crop farms can afford, cash crop farmers, they can afford it to use different types of fertilizers. It causes water pollution as well. Now, if we talk about mechanization, so the farming equipment like tractors, harvesters and threshers, they speed up the process of crop cultivation. There is less labor is required, suitable for larger scale farming. There is an expensive equipment is used. Diesel cause air pollution and it cause unemployment in rural areas as well. Then now if we talk about the seeds, high yielding varieties like genetically modified were introduced in a Yuhan's Green Revolution scheme, and they were used to feed the rapidly growing population of the country, and less yield from the desi varieties. Then these are drought resistance, pest resistant and insect resistant varieties as well. So it's a very important point. It ensures a long and strong stem, and but it is a very expensive method, and it needs more chemical fertilizers and irrigation for the bigger farms, and it would be very expensive. Now, if we talk about the size of the farm, small number of rich landowners possesses most of the agricultural land in Pakistan even nowadays, and poor farmers have less agricultural land, and research can't be conducted and loans can't be given to the small farmers. Now, if we talk about the objectives, operations, policies and approaches of the livestock development department, the aims were that the development of the dairy farms and the poultry farms. Then they wanted to develop the livestock farms and artificial insemination area departments. Then they wanted to prevent the cruelty done to the animals. Prophylactic vaccination and production of biological research in various disciplines of livestock production and health. Veterinary training for professional farmers was the aim. Prevention of animal diseases and poultry diseases, and they wanted to give the service and information about animals for public and farmers. So now if we talk about their operation or functions, they wanted to keep good health of animals, livestock production, enhanced livestock production. They wanted livestock, dairy and poultry farm management, preservation and development of livestock genetic resources, and research and training for livestock production. Now, if we talk about the policies, it improved quality and standard of livestock products for human consumption. It increased marketing and supply of essential livestock products to urban centers, enhanced productivity of livestock for increased demand in animal protein foods, and contribute to poverty alleviation in the rural areas, which was very important. Now, if we talk about the government efforts, different governments, what were their efforts to increase the livestock? They execute programs to fatten cows for both milk and meat production, implement selective breeding and crossbreeding for enhance animal quality and quantity, control diseases and promote improved animal breeding practices, upgrade vaccination facilities for improved livestock health, enhance research farms for better livestock outcomes, provide financial supports for farmers, and cultivate fodder crop to convert agricultural land into grazing fields. They also offer loans for farm machinery with easy installment plans, and establish one window operation for official service and advice. They also raise awareness about modern methods and technology in livestock farming. Now, if we talk about the land reforms, which is again a very important topic, that the societal structure involved governments, administrators, possessions, and land utilization. Typically, these reforms involve transferring land from a limited number of wealthy owners to individuals directly involved in the working of the land. Land reforms entail government initiated or government backed redistribution of real estate, primarily focusing on agricultural land. Various rulers, including General Ayub Khan, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and General Ziaul Haq, introduced these reforms in their eras. What were the aims or objectives? Ensuring an equitable distribution of land, disrupting the dominance of the big landlords, consolidating land holdings, safeguarding the rights of the tenants. Now, what were the effects of the land reforms? The desired outcomes were hindered by a half-hearted implementation and lack of political commitment. Influential landlords, they exploited the loopholes and manipulated the systems. Many Barani lands suffer from incomplete records, allowing undocumented transfers across generations. Despite the reforms, land transfers often existed only on paper, leaving the same landlord in possession. Now, if we talk about the land consolidation, what is it? The concept of land consolidation involves consolidating a farmer's land into single compact block, or opposed to having scattered plots in different locations. Like the farmer have scattered farms in different locations, small farms. So it will combine as a one big farm. Government recommendations suggest that farmers exchange or consolidate their holdings or their farms to have them concentrated in a single location, which optimize the efficiency. Farmers often own multiple small plots which are spread across various places, resulted in an inefficient use of time and energy. And this practice not only encourages the use of machinery but also streamlines field operations. So if we talk about the environment and farming, fertilizers is very important. It plays a very important role, because the growing popularity of fertilizer uses these days brings environmental changes as chemical seeps into rivers, causing water pollution. Then the application of fertilizers is common practice among farmers to enhance agricultural production, particularly in Pakistan, where soil often lacks nitrogen. River water contaminated with toxic elements from fertilizers possess potential threats to both human health and livestock. Algae proliferation in river beds due to these chemicals deplete oxygen, creating an unfavorable environment for the fish and other species in the water. Now, the second important point is pesticides. They are used their uses has been associated with a compromise in the effectiveness of the human immune system. It degrades the immune system when pesticides linger in the crops or come into the contact with farm workers. It can pave the way for different diseases, different harmful diseases. Then it comes irrigation. Approximately half of the arable land is impacted by waterlogging and salinity caused by the absence of lined canals. And what are lined canals? We are going to see it in the water resources chapter. Removal of vegetation. Effective soil erosion control is achieved when crops are grown in properly managed land. The elimination of vegetation increases the vulnerability of to soil erosion from the water runoff or wind. The depletion of the upper soil layer results in a decline in the soil fertility, and leaving land fallow after the growing season may lead to an elevated risk of the soil erosion. So it actually creates the soil erosion as well. So now, what are the ways to protect the natural environment? First of all, minimize the chemical uses, chemical fertilizers or pesticides. Then implement canal lining. We should line all the canals, avoid unnecessary removal of vegetation, promote ecological balance, foster sustainable ecosystems. Now, what are the government initiatives to boost agriculture production? They provided loans for farmers to purchase fertilizers, machinery, high-yielding seeds, irrigation water, which can significantly boost agricultural productivity. The government should enhance agricultural education and training by establishing model farms, deploying traveling advisors, setting up training centers, and supporting agricultural colleges. And implementing land reforms is essential to secure tenants' rights and facilitate the consolidation of land holdings. Subsidies on important machinery and reduced fertilizers prices will further aid farmers in sustaining their operations. Utilizing media, newspaper and magazines can effectively communicate weather forecasts and information about viruses, assisting farmers in proactive preparations. The initiation of SCARP projects is imperative for the government to address waterlogging and salinity concerns. Now, what is a SCARP project? We are going to see it in the water resources chapter. Now, if we talk about the limitations, the introduction of mechanization raises concerns about potential unemployment, while the success of land reforms is jeopardized by corruption and the influence of wealthy landlords. Insufficient funds pose a challenge, especially for the majority of farmers who lack literacy and training, impeding their efficiency. Now, if we talk about the sustainable development with agriculture, to secure the future, such farming methods should be adopted that can increase the crop production. Healthier animals cause minimum damage to the environment. To achieve this goal, following measures have to be taken: developing eco-friendly farming techniques, reclamation of deserts, conserving land by overgrazing and poor farming practices, encouraging organic farming, training and educating farmers, minimize air and water pollution, save energy, solar power tubes should be used, and setting up agricultural research institutes is a very, very important point. Now, I hope that the agricultural development of Pakistan, this chapter is, I have covered it in 2 videos, and I hope that it is clear to you. And if you like my videos, please subscribe the channel, like the videos, and push the bell button. Thank you so much.